Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. Here in GOAT James Kingdom, we attack the GOAT debate head on, where we challenge all Michael Jordan fans and all LeBron detractors to who is the GOAT of basketball. You can catch us every Sunday noon Eastern Time, right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel, for the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and Ajani. Also, we go live Friday nights with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer, where you catch special shows and content as a GOAT James Kingdom follower and subscriber. Also, check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership, where you can get exclusive content.
Yeah. Yo, it's GJK Reports, we got the scoop. Ajani in the booth, man, he's here to provide the truth. Breaking news on the NBA, any day, all day. In the game like a player, reporting like play-by-play. Go James Kingdom where the facts come alive. Stay ahead of the game like Usain Bolt Strider. Like Zesty Jeffries who be talking Chinese. We can read, count, break it down on every live stream. Breaking news, Trey's talking stats on the fly. Highlighting the legends and the reasons why. From the papers to the screen, we giving you all that matters. If you want to know the truth, cut pure raw data, then tune in now, don't miss the next stream. GJK Reports, Ajani live on your screen with the Exposer lead, and league news is spoken right. It's GOAT James Kingdom, be sure to subscribe and like. Don't forget to come a member too. GOAT James Kingdom.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to a special GJK Reports right here on the GJK channel. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As you guys know, we do this all the time with a special report when there's breaking news coming out in the NBA, and we're going to get on top of it like GOAT James Kingdom always does. I got my partner, B. Lee, in the building. What's good, Brandon? All right, so you in your Tesla? That boy in a Tesla.
Yeah.
Baller. Okay, so listen, we doing big things. And you know I had to send it to you because one of the GOAT James Kingdom members put it in the comments in one of our posts, and they were like, yo, CBS just came out with an all-century team, and LeBron swept through all the awards. LeBron just racked up the whole thing. So you know what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom? We're going to go through the whole articles. There's several articles on this, but there's a few here that we're going to read tonight. So again, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And again, don't be afraid to become a GOAT James Kingdom member. As you guys know, all GJK Reports lives are members only streams. So if you want to comment, you got to become a member. So shout out to all the GJK members we see in the building. We know all y'all here. We got King John in the building. Peace and blessings. Shout out to Najee in the building. I don't know how Najee is commenting, but shout out to Najee, man. I guess he's a member. Peace and blessings to all you. He's a member? Okay, I didn't know if he was a member. It doesn't show it. So shout out to Najee. Shout out to all the GJK members. We are here. Keep it 100 in the building. Shout out to all y'all, man. Again, thanks for supporting what we're doing here. And we're going to continue to give you guys this live stream content like we always do. But let's just get all to it. It says right here, NBA all quarter century teams, LeBron, Kobe, Steph are locks. But the center power forward debates were tricky. So they got into it over, and it's gonna be funny because we're gonna really look at this. So, but what do you think about them doing an actual, a quarter century? Because I think they said that it's about time to do it since it's been 25 NBA seasons played in this century. So what do you think of them coming out with a 21st century team?
I mean, it makes sense. Here in the last when I come out, the last 20.
You're breaking up, Brandon. You're breaking up. Or is it just me? Can y'all hear Brandon? I think it's Brandon. See, that's what happens when you're in them Teslas. It's a death trap on wheels.
What about now? Is that better?
Okay, you better now. You better now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. My Wi-Fi was cut off. That's probably what it was.
Oh, okay. So you were saying about it's about time that they did it, or it's a good time that they did it.
Yeah, it's the past 25 years been the best basketball, so it makes sense.
That's true. That's true. The last 25 years have been the best basketball. I mean, they explain it here. You know what I'm saying? He says, it says here, it says every year basketball media votes on all NBA team, which create a snapshot of each season, which players matter most, who do we need to remember from that season, who stood out in a way that even an all-star nod could not fairly reflect, which is what I always tell people about the all-NBA team. It does reflect who the best players are for the year. And it says, let's continue on, because this is a long article they have here. They wrote a lot of stuff here. It says, we now played out 25 full NBA seasons this century. That means that a quarter of the 21st century is in the books. So we decided to look back at the last 25 years of basketball and ask ourselves those same questions. Who stood out? Who mattered? Who would replace on our own all-century teams? Oh my God, this has got to be great here. It says in other ways we will deviate. Anything a player did starting on January 1st of 2000 is fair game, including the playoffs. The NBA has gotten away from using positions in all NBA voting, making it purely a method of ranking the 15 best players in a given season. We've gone the other way. Not only are we using positional designations, but specific ones. These teams will not feature two guards, two forwards, and a center. They will feature a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and a center. So they made sure that they diagnosed it down to the actual positions of basketball. What do you think of that, Brandon?
I mean, we just had a show on a Mount Rushmore of positions, so
Yes.
it makes sense.
I always tell people, even though basketball is positionless, quote unquote positionless, the roles for the position still are on the floor. You still need somebody who can facilitate. You still need a rebounder. You still need a scorer. You still need a rim protector. You still need a versatile wing defender. Like, all of these are part of certain positions. You just don't need to attach it to a position or a certain guys, I guess, because usually the position is by body size. Because if you're 7 feet, they weren't going to let you play point guard. You had to be a center. Like, that was just what it was back in the days. But today you can be Joker and play like a point guard, or Bam and play like a point guard. So, you know what I mean? So it definitely changes. So it says here, why did we choose the format of our teams this way? First of all, the positionless NBA is still relatively a new phenomenon. When the century began, positional designation still meant quite a bit. We chose to honor that. The second and perhaps the most significant reason, to make it more challenging. Every player was designated a specific position. The goal here was to force ourselves into actual debates in which fans have been engaging for the last 25 years. So they wanted to be zesty and create arguments. So let's go with their first team. So here's their first team. You see their first team: point guard Stephen Curry. Kobe is the shooting guard. LeBron's the small forward. Tim Duncan is the power forward. And they put Jokic as the center.
Over Shaq.
It says 4 of our slots were decided unanimously. So let's just roll through them quickly. So they got all the players' names here. It says Stephen Curry is a two-time MVP, 4-time champion. We all know the broader resume by now. He was arguably the key catalyst for the NBA's three-point revolution, and aside from the small forward on his team, is the most accomplished player the NBA in the NBA today. The most accomplished player. I don't know where they get that from. Uh, Interestingly, he's fairly unorthodox point guard. He's a point guard size, he's a point guard size, but at Golden State's peak, he never defended the best point guards, a task undertaken by the bigger, more defensive inclined Klay Thompson. Nor its primary playmaker, a role still held by Draymond Green to this day. That feels fitting in the context of all-time point guards, though because of 6'9" Magic Johnson, Curry's only competition for the title of best point guard ever was only an unconventional player at the position. All right, Kobe Bryant.
Did they say he's the most accomplished guard or point guard?
No, they said he's the most accomplished player in the NBA today. Those were the words they put. Again, let me reread it. It says Stephen Curry is a two-time MVP and four-time champion. We all know the broader resume by now. He was arguably the key catalyst for the NBA's three-point revolution. And aside from the small forward on his, aside from the, that's what I.
So he's second.
Okay, so he's second to LeBron James. So they didn't mention.
Is he more accomplished than Kobe Bryant though?
Because that's what confused me at first. I was like, what small forward that he played with has more
accomplished than Tim Duncan?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why people say he's more accomplished than people. He's really not more accomplished than anybody. He just shoots more threes.
I mean, he has less all NBA first teams than Luka, and Luka been in the league for 5 years. Yeah, I'm not upset at Steph being top 10, but he's not more accomplished than Kobe.
Well, let's read what they write on Kobe. This is it. It says Kobe is this century's stylistic analog for Michael Jordan. There they go again. The first thing they do to talk about Kobe is put Michael Jordan's name attached to it. This is why I can't stand you, Zesty Beans. It's y'all fault that people have to sit around here and can't praise Kobe without talking about Michael Jordan. This is the zestiest. I can't stand it. Oh my God, Brandon. I says, though not quite as accomplished or revered, he was the clear choice for first team shooting guard as a 5-time champion and 2008 MVP. He scored the most points in the 21st century game, which is 81 points, which is true, which some people would say Wilt didn't even score 100 points. And when you adjust for things like pace and league-wide offensive efficiency, his 2006 average of 35.4 points per game is arguably the most prolific scoring season in NBA history. They gave Kobe a real short paragraph. That's kind of disrespectful.
Did they say that he's not as revered or as accomplished as Jordan?
He says, yeah, though not quite as accomplished or revered, he was the clear choice for the first team shooting guard as a 5-time champion in 2008 MVP.
But they saying that according to Jordan, right now they're more accomplished and revered.
Yeah, exactly. It says Kobe Bryant is this century's. Go ahead. Yeah.
So what the hell did it have to do with the 21st century?
Nothing at all, because Jordan was hard.
Why even put that there?
That's what I be telling y'all. That's why I be telling Kobe fans, y'all got to start separating Kobe from Mike, because in reality, if we're talking like this, he's better than Mike. In reality, he's better than Mike. I just have to make Kobe top 5. I just have to make Kobe number 5 on my list, man.
In a regular season game than any NBA player of all time.
Well, that's what they put here. He scored the most points in the 21st century game, which is 81. So they're not counting
of all time. Like we said, Wilt. Who the hell fucking knows about Wilt? And just like I said, Chris Paul has the most assists and steals. I'm not counting all them fake stats in the 80s. Those are not counted anymore for me.
Oh my God. But that is disrespectful to put this look at this. Look, they gave Stephen Curry a long ass paragraph, and they gave Kobe this little short ass paragraph. That's
I'm so tired of this Kobe disrespect. Hey, he ain't even my favorite player, but they just keep disrespecting him. Like, come on now. Jeez.
They doing it wrong, man.
And sometimes I don't care, because his fans are the most delusional ever. They're worse than Jordan fans. I don't even know how that's possible. but they come up here and they say the craziest things, and it confuses them what they be saying.
They
Jeez, Kobe, they just won't let Kobe be great. They will
they
not.
won't.
His fans and the media, they won't let him be great.
They won't. They won't. I mean, I tell you what, though, they did a good job representing the 81 points and the fact that that season he did in 2006. They kind of talked about it in a good light. So, but let's move to the GOAT. Let's see how they talk about the GOAT. It says LeBron James might be the greatest basketball player who has ever lived. They start off just right. It says if he loses that argument to Jordan, he still certainly emerges as not only the 21st century's best small forward, but also its best player. Oh, shout out to them for repping the GOAT.
LeBron James.
Yes.
LeBron James.
Okay,
LeBron
so
James,
four-time
LeBron James,
MVP,
LeBron
four-time
James.
champion, more points than any player in NBA history, fourth in assists, fifth in triple doubles, right? Among the most versatile defenders in sports has ever seen. If ever the NBA produced a player with no weaknesses, it's James. He was and remains great at basically everything. Yo, what do you say about that? Look at CBS Sports.
I mean, when you're speaking facts, where did they get that from? Chat GPT? Because
No,
those are the
from
only
Goat
ones.
James Kingdom. They got that from Goat James Kingdom. That sounds like they got that from Goat James Kingdom. They sound like you and I over here.
The only thing they said is he might be the greatest, right?
They say, yeah, James might be the greatest basketball player who has ever played. Yes, if he
Yeah,
loses
that's
that
the only
argument,
mistake they made, but it's fine.
yeah, again, they had to find a way to put Jordan's name in this, no matter what. That's what I'm saying, bro. They can't it don't make no sense. We're not even supposed to be even talking about the 1900s. I don't even know why they mentioned fucking Jordan's zesty ass. Oh my god! All right, so let's go down to Tim Duncan and see what they say about Tim. Said Tim Duncan was going to be the first team pick no matter what. Just like Brandon said, everybody gets bullied into putting Tim Duncan there. The question here was which position. He is widely regarded as the greatest power forward of all time, but he was a center in college and only moved to the power forward in the pros because of David Robinson and Shaquille O'Neal. They don't want to put that in there. They want to add Shaq's name. The Admiral retired in 2003, though, and Duncan proceeded to spend far more of his minutes at center. Basketball Reference estimates that he actually spent time at center 60% of his career minutes at center than in power forward with 39%. However, 14 of his 15 All-NBAs came as a forward. That makes
That don't
sense.
make any sense. If he
Nah,
spent 60%, you
that's
know what?
true.
Remember when
I can see they voted him as a forward. That just because
Yeah.
he was the center, they still voted him as a forward. I see what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Remember when I was saying about Mark Gasol, how he should have been like the fifth center because Duncan was
Mhm.
listed as a center and Garnett was listed as a center, and Larry Sanders, Noah, and Chandler, they all had more like points than
Votes
him.
for him.
And,
Yep.
and it's just weird that they kept like, how are you playing center, but they're voting you as a forward?
The NBA, man.
Just like when LeBron made all NBA first team in 2020, he made it as a forward, but he played point guard the whole time.
Oh wow. That was the last time he made first team, right? In 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay. Damn. Now that is crazy. I never really thought about that because
Yeah.
I love the all NBA, but I never thought about how they didn't vote guys by their listed positions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what
That's
was they
crazy.
voting on? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. That does kind of change the perspective. It kind of makes it kind of crazy. But it says here his peak came as either an exclusive power forward or when he was splitting his time. Unfortunately, that felt like the appropriate choice. As you'll see below, this creates a major logjam at the center position. We'll have to eventually solve. Well, that's kind of crazy because here we go: Shaq versus Jokic, and why they chose Jokic over Shaq. The real question here came at center. If this were purely an all-time ranking, Shaquille O'Neal would probably still have the comfortable edge over Nikolai Jokic. However, we're only measuring what has happened this century, so they're not counting nothing Shaq did in the 1900s.
I mean, but he won 4 titles this century, 3 finals
Yeah, this century.
MVPs.
Yep, and an MVP.
Yeah.
And I think he has 7 All NBAs this century as well, and 3 All Defensive selections as well. Not to mention all his All-Star selections, which I think is like 8 or 9. So O'Neal was drafted in 92, so we're chopping off an enormous chunk of his career. That feels appropriate, though, as Joker is only 30. We're not counting the beginning of Shaq's career, but we haven't even seen the end of Joker's, which is true. It ultimately balances out pretty nicely. Joker has played 745 regular season games and 94 playoff games. In seasons that concluded during the 21st century, Shaq played 752 regular season games and 150 playoff games. So Shaq definitely made more playoffs and won more in the playoffs than Joker, obviously. The samples are certainly pretty similar, so we can focus primarily on performance. In terms of winning, O'Neal has the obvious edge. He won 4 championships. Joker has one. The elephant in the room here is that O'Neal did so with far better teammates. Oh, now they're going to talk about Shaq's teammates having Kobe. Now Shaq is being knocked for having Kobe. Ha! That's funny. Jokic famously has never played with an all-star. That's true. O'Neal had at least one teammate chosen for the All-Star game in every 21st century season he played in. That's 9 in total. Oh, wow. Though, in fairness, almost half of them 4 came in his final year with the Pistons. Oh, that's true. You remember with the Celtics, the 2011 Celtics had 4 All-Stars in it. And he was on that team. That's when he tore his Achilles. During his championship years, though, he was always flanked by either our first team shooting guard Bryant or second team shooting guard Dwayne Wade. In context, it hardly seems appropriate to punish Joker for having inferior teammates. He also plays in an era in which it's far harder for individual stars to rack up titles. We've had 7 championships in the past 7 years. So
it seems like they want to put him ahead of Shaq. They're making every excuse in the world to put him ahead of Shaq.
Well, they did put him ahead of Shaq. They just let you know why.
I know they're making excuses for it though. It's not like
because basically
it's excuses.
Yeah, because they're basically judging Shaq for his last 5 years, which we all know Shaq's last 5 years wasn't the Shaq that we all know of. So that's basically what they're doing. So for the Shaq played
Joker's first 5 years or so wasn't that great either. Like the beginning of his career was, we're taking like the best 5 years of Jokic and the best 5 years of Shaq. And if you take like 6 years of Shaq and 6 years of Jokic, Shaq had what, 4 titles, 3 Finals MVPs, 3 titles.
Yeah, the only thing Joker has on him is the MVPs and the stats. To be honest with you, because they're talking about the playoff numbers here. They're saying that the Joker averaged more points with 27 over 23 points per game for Shaq. Has more rebounds, 12, just a little bit more, 12.3 to 11.9. But obviously the assists, he's a way better passer than Shaq, 7.6 to 2.4, while scoring at a bit better, by a bit more efficiently, and never needing to leave the floor because of his free throw vulnerability. They always talk about Shaq and his free throws. The regular season numbers tell a similar tale. Joker holds the edge in most statistical categories, and the advanced numbers, as they so often do when comparing Joker to particularly anyone, which is true, suggests that this matchup might even be a bit lopsided. O'Neal was a better defender than Jokic at his peak, but any conditioning-related critiques one could levy against Joker certainly applies to Shaquille O'Neal. Huh? Shaq just played in an era less equipped to punish bigger. Well, wait a minute. This is the same century. How did Shaq play in a different era? What are they doing here? I don't get this.
They're trying to put him above him. They're making every excuse. Like, you cannot put Jokic. I can understand if Jokic played like 20 years or something and Shaq played like 8 or 9 years, you have to put Jokic ahead, but their prime is almost matched.
That's different. For that reasoning, that doesn't fit well with me. I thought it would be right, but what they're talking about don't sit well with me. This idea, all this stuff, like they just discrediting Shaq in every aspect of everything. Instead of just saying why Joker's better, but so
they're making excuses for Jokic. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. Let's just move on to the second team. So they got Shaq on the second team. They put Giannis.
That's some BS.
I'm not
that's some
happy
BS.
about that one at all. That's
Yeah,
some BS.
they tried Shaq. They tried Shaq. They put Giannis on the second team as well for power forward. KD, that's obvious. Dwayne Wade is obvious, and Chris Paul for the second team. We don't have to read through that. Oh, they want to talk about the difference between Wade and Harden. Do you want to read that?
I mean, we all know why, because of winning.
Possibly so. Let's see here. It says this one comes down to what you prioritize. Statistically, Harden laps Dwayne Wade. He scored more points and has done more efficiently. He's a more prolific rebounder and assister. Harden is a 3-time scoring champion, but Wade is a 3-time NBA champion.
You know how much sense this makes. Like, so you're not gonna make an excuse for Harden, but you're gonna do it for Jokic.
Oh my God. And that's where the biggest difference lies. Harden is actually a more prolific playoff scorer, which is why they gave it to Joker, but he has the nastiest penchant of disappearing in the biggest moments. Wade doesn't have those bizarre single-digit closeout games on his resume, even if not Dwayne Wade didn't play in a different era either. Mind you, now Dwayne Wade played with Shaq, winning championships, and LeBron James. That don't go against his resume like they did Shaq playing with Kobe and playing with these all-stars like Steve Nash and Kevin Garnett in 2011 and all this other nonsense. Oh, wow. Even if it was assisted by some pretty questionable officiating, his 2006 finals performance was a spectacular. Again, they always love to bring up 2006. Dwayne Wade could have done nothing else in his career. 2006 will always be mentioned. Career-altering moment. There you go right there. Harden doesn't have that. What about 2018? He doesn't compare defensively either, as Wade is the greatest shot-blocking guard of all time. It was absolutely
better than Jokic defensively.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Oh my God! They said they wanted to have an argument. They wanted to be zesty, so they are being zesty. So they even had a little argument about Steve Nash and Paul. I don't think that's too far of a case to put Paul ahead of Steve Nash. And then they said, "Oh, Giannis versus KG and Dirk." And now the
KG was in there.
Yeah, I see. Now we've reached the power forward debate. The decision to make Tim Duncan a power forward instead of a center meant that there would only be 2 remaining all-century slots for 3 players: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Garnett, and Dirk Nowitzki. Oh my gosh! So you tell me one of these guys didn't make it? Are all MVPs and one-time champions? Yeah. Oh my God! Antetokounmpo has played with at least. Played the least of the 3, but his career has been in the 21st century. Kevin Garnett lost years in the 90s. They both, yeah, that's true. Dirk Nowitzki did play in the 90s and got second team votes. However, Antetokounmpo pulled ahead relatively.
I mean, Dirk came in the league, 99?
No, Dirk was drafted with Kobe. Wasn't they drafted in the same class?
No. Dirk was drafted with Vince. 98, 99.
Okay, so so Vince was I think Vince was 98 draft.
Yeah, 98 draft, and then the lockout, so they all started in 99.
No. I think Kobe was 97.
96, 97.
No, 96. Yeah. No, 96. Kobe was the 96 draft, and I think Nowitzki was the 97 draft, and Kevin Garnett was the 95 draft. Because I think because Vince Carter played 98, didn't he?
No, that was the lockout year.
No, that's what I'm saying. The 97, 98 season. Didn't Vince Carter play that season? Wasn't that his rookie season in Toronto?
No, it was 98, 99.
The lockout season was
both of them came in a year the same time. Yeah, both of them came in a year the same time.
So that means they would have been drafted in 98. Okay, so
they were drafted in 98, and the first game was in 99.
Yeah, exactly, because of the lockout. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so let's see. It says it makes sense when you think of the power forward position as a spectrum. Garnett was a historic defender, but by all-time standards wasn't a special scorer. He never averaged 25 points in the season. Nowitzki was on the other end. Nowitzki was on the other end. He was a first of his kind offensive player at his position. Power forwards who could make threes and create their own shot from anywhere on the floor didn't exist before him, but he was a weak defender even for his time. If Garnett and Nowinski represents the extremes, and Antetokounmpo is the middle ground, which is kind of true. He's dominant on offense and on defense. Perhaps he wasn't as great as Garnett defensively, but he's probably better than Garnett defensively. But he is a former Defensive Player of the Year in his own right. Perhaps isn't the shot maker Nowinski was, but his ability to get to the rim is still historic enough to make him absolutely elite offensive player. So they picked him over those guys. So who didn't make the third team? Kevin Garnett didn't make the third team. They put Steve Nash, Harden,
Kawhi,
and then Dwight Howard. Wow.
I'll pick Kevin Garnett over Dirk.
Wow. So Kevin Garnett doesn't. How does Kevin Garnett not make the all 20? That's crazy.
I guess his all defensive teams and defensive player of the year don't matter for him.
Wow. Again, you guys can read the article. We're going to definitely put the article available for you guys to read in the GOAT James Kingdom community. And obviously, all right. So the third team again. Here we go. The CBS All Century team, third team: Steve Nash, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwight Howard. Then the second team was Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Shaquille O'Neal. And the first team was obviously Stephen Curry, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, and Nikola Jokic. I tell you what, this team right here will whoop any team that they build for the 1900s. I don't care what nobody tells me.
I mean, of course. They only got one player that could compete, and they cancel out each other, Kobe and Jordan.
Yep, they do. They do.
So
they
who
do.
you gonna have as point guard in the 90s? Who's gonna be the point guard in the 90s?
Are we
John
for it would have to be John Stockton or Gary Payton.
Most likely John Stockton, the shooting guard.
Most likely John Stockton, Jordan.
Yeah.
Small forward
Pippen.
Power forward Malone.
They'll probably put Charles Barkley because they hate Karl Malone. Every ranking I see,
MVPs.
Every ranking, like even with Bleacher Report, they put Charles Barkley above Karl Malone. I just don't understand it. I don't know where this information that Charles Barkley was better than Karl Malone. He wasn't better defensively, offensively. He didn't win more. He didn't have more accolades, but he's always rated above him.
That's crazy. So then who would be the center? Akeem then?
Akeem, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Jokic is whooping the shit out of those dudes.
Like I said, Kobe and Jordan's going to cancel each other out.
I'd go a step further. Kobe gonna be the edge over Mike. That's an advantage us on the 21st century.
I mean, we already seen Jordan play with the Dre team, and he wasn't that great.
The only reason Jordan even has a chance is because he got Pippen on his squad, but he got the two losers on his team, or the three losers, Barkley and Malone and Stockton. So he ain't winning with them. Everybody on that on our team are winners.
I wonder if they did a 20th century.
That would be a good question. But we don't care about that. Let's talk about how LeBron swept the awards. Now that was the team on.
I'm about to look.
They did. Yeah, go ahead and look. Let me see that. But let's get to the honors and the awards because we got to the awards. We got to the teams. We had got to the teams, right? But let's go to how they handed out awards. So they gave out an MVP and they gave out some other honors as well. So let's see how. And they had an all defensive team as well. So let's crack it on that. Let's see what they do there. So we have LeBron James, as you can see, put up as the MVP. So let's just get down to it. So here it is, right here. It says everything else is fair game. The voters were not limited to regular season accolades. Playoff performances as fair is fair game as well. So with that in mind, let's hand out the hardware for the best performances of the century. So if we look here, LeBron James, the most valuable player, Stephen Curry, and then Tim Duncan. They didn't even put Kobe in the top three. This is some bullshit.
Move this man.
How Stephen Curry is the most valuable player, behind LeBron James in the 21st century? Don't make no sense. They just tried Kobe. It says LeBron James leads the 21st century in points and MVP awards. He's second in assists, third in triple doubles, fourth in rebounds, and has 4 championships to his name, which is also the most in this century. Practically, well, Kobe has 5. So yeah, Kobe has 5. So that's wrong. I apologize. Kobe has 5. Practically anyone could have guessed he would be considered the most valuable player of the century when you're arguably the best player that has ever touched a basketball, and your competition all retired before you debut. Yeah, you're pretty safe at bet for the honor like this. So they gave him the honor. Why didn't they put Kobe in there? Let's see if they don't put Kobe in there. They don't explain why Kobe didn't make it.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is who led teams to more titles in the 21st century.
That would be LeBron.
I mean, when people talk about how LeBron's a loser, he only got 4 rings. Name 3 players who led more teams to titles, and then they'll shut up.
Yep, they'll shut up. Yep, they'll shut up. So, I mean, they making some excuses. You know, they making some excuses here. It says here, oh man, they just praising Stephen Curry and Jokic. Yo, this is some craziness.
Surprising to have Jokic number 3 the way they was doing Shaq.
Oh my God, the way they just yep. Oh my God. It says here. It says what is surprising? The unanimity of the voting body. All 7 ballots picked the same 3 players in the same order. Kobe
Correct.
Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Durant, and Nikolai Jokic were all absent from the ballots. They didn't even get a vote. While none of them have much of a leg to stand on against LeBron, there is hardly such a consensus on those players against Curry and Duncan in a wider basketball community. Maybe we are spending too much time together. Yeah, you did that to start an argument. They just disrespected Kobe on purpose. All right, here we go. Defensive player of the century. Obviously, it had to be Tim Duncan, right? I mean, there's no question about that, right? It would have to be him or Dwight Howard. Rudy Gobert.
I would have gave it to Dwight Howard, but
yeah, Dwight Howard's
not even top 3.
He's not even top 3. No, they got Draymond Green in there, which is weird.
I mean, Dwight had like 3 defensive player of the years. Ben Wallace too.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, they admitted here. It says our voting process for Defensive Player of the Year showed just how flawed this award actually is.
Well,
yeah, there were 4 players who won multiple Defensive Player of the Year trophies this century. Ben Wallace, Dwight Howard, exactly. Ben Wallace is another one that could have been up there. Kawhi Leonard and Rudy Gobert. Dikembe Mutombo and Alonzo Mourning both won multiple awards, including at least one this century. One of them finished in the top 3. Instead, our winner, Tim Duncan, never actually won the award in reality. Draymond Green and Kevin Garnett won it once apiece. So they're trying to value Defensive Player of the Year award in general, but in reality, I don't know. Some of those guys shouldn't have won it either, but I don't know. So what's happening here? Well, it's absolutely possible that voters just get this award wrong pretty frequently. Defense is the hardest trait to measure, especially in context. Is a center a great rim protector because his team doesn't allow points at the rim, or do guards in front of him prevent opposing ball handlers from ever getting there in the first place? Nah, there you go. Exactly. We don't have reliable defensive numbers that's very often leads to voters overemphasizing team defensive performances, and the few counting stats we do have most often blocks to make the simple decisions when the real answers are really are usually more nuanced. Wait a minute, but if you're going by blocks, where the fuck you get Draymond Green at?
I mean, he's a good defender. I wouldn't put him number 2 all time in the 21st century.
That's crazy. All right, let's continue on. They got some
Definitely
more
not
awards.
better than Kevin Garnett.
Oh, here goes LeBron James sweeping through another award. Rookie of the Century, LeBron James, which we all know LeBron James is the rookie of NBA history. So he gets, they put Victor Wembanyama and Luka.
I mean,
I
let's
get
look at the
Luka.
rookie.
I get
All right,
Luka.
let's
But
let's look at the rookies since the 21st century, the rookie of the
mhm,
years.
yeah.
Because I wouldn't think it would be LeBron.
What you mean it's LeBron? How would it not be
I wouldn't
LeBron?
think it was LeBron. Let me look at the list.
Why wouldn't
All
it be
right, so
LeBron? Why wouldn't it be the GOAT?
you got
The GOAT
Elton
of
Brand
basketball.
and Stevie Franchise, Mike Miller, Paul Gasol,
Mhm.
Stoudemire, then Bron. Then you got Okafor, CP3, Royal, KD, Rose. Let me see, Blake, Kyrie. Let me see. I had to click on that.
Blake Griffin would have
Uh,
been a good choice too.
Blake set out that year, so it like hurts him. I
Okay.
mean,
So
I mean,
damn.
let
So
me see.
when
You
so
got
I mean
Kyrie, you got Dame, you got Wiggins. But he might be. I don't see anyone who had like who we could say was that dominant that was rookie of the year in the last 25 years.
that's what I'm saying. So LeBron's there, but anybody can
Who
pass
was number two?
Victor
Victor
Wembanyama. Victor
and then
Wembanyama and
Luca.
Luka. Yeah.
I'm seriously like I'm trying to make a case not for LeBron. And to be honest with you, it's really the only competition he has is 99 when it was Vince or Melo in the same year.
Yeah, but Vince wouldn't count because it's the 21st
Yeah,
century.
yeah, Vince was 99.
So,
And
why,
Duncan,
but
Duncan
why wouldn't
was
it?
really
Why
good.
would let's see if they talk about Carmelo. See if Carmelo's name get mentioned in this in any kind of situation. Okay, they
Carmelo
mentioned
should
Chris
have been
Paul.
second.
It says here, I would be remiss if I didn't point the biggest snub of this entire project. Chris Paul didn't receive a single Rookie of the Century vote, despite leading all 21st century rookies in VORP and win shares, and tying Victor Wembanyama in box plus minus lead. He did that despite playing for a team that had been displaced by Hurricane Katrina, which is true. Paul is um, surely underappreciated legend,
Yeah,
and
but
it started all the way back in his rookie season.
he wasn't that impressive though, to be
That's
honest with you.
true though. They've been disrespecting.
Yeah, he wasn't that impressive to even remember. I'm pretty sure people don't remember what he did that year, but everybody remembers LeBron. That
That's
has a lot
true.
to do with it.
And then they got Coach of the Century, obviously Greg Popovich, Phil Jackson, and Eric Spoelstra.
Well, I mean, he should have put LeBron number 3. They remember how I was saying. I was saying Bill should have 2 rings. Uh, for those titles. LeBron should
Uh-huh.
have 2 rings too. LeBron should have
LeBron
8
should have 2
rings.
more
Matter of
rings.
fact. Yeah, go ahead and give me some of them damn rings. I gave them to y'all. Give me that back, Spo.
Oh my God! So they got 6 man of the century: Manu Ginobili, Andre Iguodala, and Lou Williams. Those are good choices.
Iguodala shouldn't be
I
number
mean,
2,
you
but it's
could
all good. It's all
they could have
good.
put Jamal Crawford there.
It definitely
Jamal
shouldn't
Crawford
be
didn't get it.
Andre.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Let's see what other awards they have. Okay, so they have Executive of the Century. Who is R.C. Buford?
I was thinking, like, I know the name, but what team? We know Presti. We know Riley. What team was
Is R.C. Buford for San Antonio?
it?
I
Must
mean,
be.
over Mitch Kupchak, over Pat Riley and Sam Presti.
I
Can
would
you
think
find out
Presti
who?
would have been number one. Presti should have been number one.
Yeah, can you find out who
I
RC?
mean, if
Okay, hold
not,
on.
Jerry West.
But you know what? They're gonna tell us right here. It says here's a fascinating tidbit. Our number one and number two finishers are both here in a part because of a single move. The Spurs snapped two of their three dynastic pillars, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, in the 20th century. The third, Tony Parker, was drafted in 2002. He was for the San Antonio Spurs. He would go on to be essential for four championships. R.C. Buford would win as a general manager. So he was a general manager for the Spurs. Yet a staffer far lower on the totem pole, Sam Presti, has been widely credited for the Parker selection. 6 years later, he would take over the Seattle Supersonics and eventually build a well, I can't even say that word right now. Bargaining dynasty in OKC. Okay, so RC Buford is in San Antonio.
We heard the name a million times.
I never heard that name before.
You never heard R.C. Buford? I heard of it,
I've
but I
never
just
heard
never
of RC
really
Buford.
paid too much attention to it.
They always gave Popovich credit for everything that happens in San Antonio.
Yeah, but somebody was drafted him.
Wow, I guess so. Somebody had to be the general manager. And we already know what Pat Riley did. We don't got to talk about Pat Riley, but here it is: LeBron James again winning another award.
LeBron James,
Clutch player of the century, more clutch than Kobe Bean Bryant.
Did they say Dirk and Kobe was tied?
Tied at number two. Dirk and Kobe are tied at number two. It says LeBron James has scored almost 8,300 playoff points in his NBA career. No other player of this century has reached 5,000. Oh, that's because Kobe played it in the 90s and it because Kobe he has 4 game-winning buzzer beaters in the postseason, which is actually 5.
He's at 5, yeah.
Yes. And what is arguably the greatest clutch defensive play in NBA history when he chased down Iguodala in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. He was the ultimate no-brainer pick for clutch player of the century. After that, it was a mess. 7 different players received votes: Dirk Nowitzki, Kobe Bryant, Damian Lillard, Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, and Klay Thompson. Every single one of them has holes in their resume. Hey, whoever wrote this is a LeBron sexual. That mother think LeBron is the GOAT. He thinks LeBron's the GOAT, bro. Said Nowitzki lost in the first round as a number 1 seed. Bryant end of game stats are notoriously poor despite his reputation. Damn, they say Kobe was horrible in clutch, and his final stats are somewhat overrated as well. Lillard has never made the finals. It took Curry 4 tries to win Finals MVP. Oh man, they're just going in. Jokic defensive vulnerability can be problematic late in games. Thompson has never been primarily ball handler. And remember, these are the most clutch players we could think of. All of them have serious drawbacks.
Are they talking about the finals or the playoff MVP or something? That's what it sounds like.
We're talking about, yeah, look, they said, heck, James does too. 2011 finals are a permanent stain on his resume. His late game shooting numbers as a Laker are poor. The overriding message here should be that there might not be such a thing as a consistently clutch player. They may perhaps be consistently unclutch players, but almost all the time, and especially clutch player is usually just a great player maintaining his standard greatness a bit more often than his contemporaries. In the end, Kobe Bryant and Dirk Nowitzki tied for second place among the others to receive votes. Only Curry can claim to have played in and won as many big games as they did. Lillard has his 2 series-ending walk-off shots, but little else. All right, so they just basically predicating that on that. Now, I could have swore there was one I sent you that had the all-defensive team.
You did send me an all-defensive team. I only saw the first team.
Where is the one that has the all-defensive team?
Yeah, because I only saw the first team.
All right, here we go. Let me see if I can find this. Century Awards, Century Teams. I know I sent it to you because I saw it. And I was wondering where I got the third one from you because I was like, wait a minute. Where did I get 3 articles from? This is the one we were just looking at here. They had a defensive team. I swore I saw a defensive team.
Yeah, you sent me one with the
All right, let me see if
let me see. Let me go to your message.
Second team wave. Yeah, we went through this. Let me see. Yeah, where did it go? Oh, hold on, wait. There it goes right there. Damn.
You got it?
I just saw it. Yeah. No, I just saw it. Let me go back. Damn, let me see if it still pops up.
I don't think it's that one.
I just saw it. It was just here. Hold on. Where'd it go? I just saw it. But anyways, y'all see what we doing here. Go James Kingdom. Y'all make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know what to do. Check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership. Shout out to everybody who's on the. Oh, there it is right there. Defensive teams. Here we go.
Okay, y'all see it too.
All right, they're gonna pick the best defenders. All right, here we go. All right, so the all quarter century defensive first team: Drew Holiday, Tony Allen, Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, Ben Wallace. Again, they're putting Tim Duncan in that power forward position. It said here, we had just one unanimous first team all defensive pick, and the lucky winner was Drew Holiday.
I thought it was gonna be
Who
Tony
was
Allen.
fairly clear selection for our point guard. Yeah, I thought so too. But Tony Allen, even if it took him a while to get appreciation he deserved, Holiday didn't make his first all defensive first team until his 9th NBA season. Wow. Okay. So Kawhi Leonard. All right. So let's go to the second team. All right, let's go to the second team. Let's see where the second team goes. Oh, they got Rudy Gobert. Again, all this available on CBSSports.com. Y'all can all read this stuff. All right, here goes the second team. Jason Kidd, Bruce Bruins, LeBron James, LeBron James. Oh my God.
LeBron James,
Draymond Green and
LeBron
Dwight
James,
Howard, son. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Recognizing
interested
LeBron
about
James
this third
being a
team.
two-way player. Oh, let's see what they do. First of all, I want to see what they talk about LeBron James. Here it goes right here. It says, the irony of our small forward debate is that it came down to a player, LeBron James, competing with someone whose most notably defensive achievements was guarding him, Andre Iguodala. LeBron's a way better defender than Iguodala. Was a stellar defender for his entire career, but when you hear his name, you think of two things: winning the Finals MVP for defending LeBron James, and then James getting revenge a year later with the career-defining chase down block in Game 7. That play exemplifies LeBron's place on this list on a night-to-night basis over the course of his career. Iguodala was probably a better defender. False. Bullshit. He was certainly more consistent. But James had a defensive ceiling as high as any wing in NBA history, and it accumulated with that block. It culminated with that block. Arguably the greatest defensive player in NBA history. No player has ever combined his level of athleticism with his basketball IQ. So even if he took a fair number of regular season nights off defensively as he got older, he was capable of getting to a level defensively that Iguodala and most players simply couldn't access. If you want to see what truly flawless defensive looks like, do yourself a favor and go rewatch the fourth quarters of 2011 conference finals. In the last 4 games, all the Heat wins, James guarded Derrick Rose, who stole his MVP, and held him to 4 of 20 shooting. They hate when we bring that up. They hate the fact we bringing up LeBron James dominating in those Eastern Conference Finals. But then they bring up the NBA Finals. Oh, they don't have a third team.
They don't have a third team. So Kobe
So
didn't
they
make
didn't
it
even
out.
do a third team.
I was looking
So
for
Kobe
Kobe.
didn't even make the all defensive team. They just oh my gosh. So we're gonna have another 3 weeks of Kobe Bryant fans crying on social media, Brandon?
Or another couple of weeks of you making fun
Is
of
that what
it.
we finna have? Oh my God. They're gonna be crying. That's hilarious. Oh man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Shout out to all of y'all. They say look at my background. They say look at my background. Y'all know what my background is, man. Y'all know what this is, man. Yeah, man. But damn, so that's crazy though. That's crazy, Brandon. So what do you think about that? Like all together, the 21st century. Remember we did remember we talked about it, the 2000s Mount Rushmore players. It was Kobe. We had Kobe, Duncan, LeBron, and Stephen Curry, right? Those were the guys we all kind of named.
Kobe, LeBron, definitely, Steph, and Duncan. Yep.
So they just added Joker to that, which we all think is bullshit. It should be Shaq. If you
Yeah, it
count
should
to
be Shaq
2000 Shaq,
currently.
you count 2000 Shaq, especially after what you said for putting Wade over Harden.
I know.
But the GOAT racks up everything. Most clutch player, the MVP, all century first team, on the all defensive team, just racking it up.
And the MVP. So was that 5?
The,
Oh, that 4.
yeah, that's five. And don't forget the rookie. He got the rookie one as well.
So it
So he
was
got
MVP,
MVP,
clutch,
rookie.
rookie. That was
That's
first
three. All
team and defense.
and
That's 5.
and yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
no,
5.
don't forget, he got coach. He got coach of the year too with Spoelstra. Remember, he got
I
coach
mean,
of
he
the year,
should. I mean, he should be right there next to him.
and not to mention, he should be up there with Pat Riley getting executive of the year as well. But we're not
He
going to
should
do
be there
that.
too. He's a GM apparently. They got all the awards. The only award he didn't get was Defensive Player of the Year, but it's cool.
That's cool. You know, there was some
Yeah,
good.
it's
There was
cool.
some
He,
good in
he
the
can't do everything. He
He
can't do
can't. He can't.
everything, but he's gonna be on the all defensive team.
Oh wow, man! Yo, that is crazy, man. Yo, that is crazy, man. So again, the GOAT
Yeah,
of basketball, man. Y'all can get mad all y'all want to.
I feel bad for everybody on Sunday.
Oh, I feel bad for talking about Sunday. Like Brandon said, y'all know what to do. Make sure you catch the GOAT James Kingdom show every Sunday noon Eastern time right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel, where B Lee and Ajani go live. And we have fun talking the game of basketball. We feature Craig Solar, the game. We feature the Flowers, GJK Flowers with King John. And obviously, we have you wonderful GJK members in the building, always supporting us. As usual, we want to thank all you guys. If you want to become a GJK member, all you got to do is go to our channel, hit that join tab. You'll see all the different perks for becoming a member of the channel. You'll have access to all exclusive things that like all GJK members have access and exclusive to. Like again, we're going to be going back to watching NBA games starting this NBA season. So y'all make sure to check out all the notifications on the GOAT James Kingdom community for stuff like that, because we're going to be doing playback again. So that's what we're going to keep doing here in GOAT James Kingdom. Y'all make sure to, again, subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, check out the GJK membership. This was a special GJK Reports where we talked about the CBS Sports all 21st century teams and awards, where LeBron James racked up everything. He won the MVP award, the most clutch player award, the best rookie award. He was on the all century first team. He was on the all defensive second team. So he just racked up all kind of awards, and he basically helped Spoelstra be top coach and third in coaching, and he helped Pat Riley be third in GMing as well with the championships that he won. So again, if you want to read those articles, they're all available on CBS Sports. But again, this is the GJK Reports, where we gave you the honest truth about it. And with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Peace and blessings from GJK.
Yeah. Yo, It's GJK Reports, we got the scoop. Ajani in the booth, man, he's here to provide the truth. Breaking news on the NBA, any day, all day. In the game like a player, reporting like play-by-play. Go James Kingdom, where the facts come alive. Stay ahead of the game like Usain Bolt stride. Unlike Zesty Jeffries, who be talking Chinese, we can recount, break it down on every live stream. Breaking news, Trey's talking stats on the fly. Highlighting the legends and the reasons why. From the papers to the screen, we giving you all that matters. If you want to know the truth, uncut, pure, raw data, then tune in now, don't miss the next stream. GJK Reports, Ajani live on your screen. With the exposure leading league news, it's spoken right, it's GOAT James Kingdom. Be sure to subscribe and like. Don't forget to become member too. GOAT James Kingdom.